to Happy Wife, Happy Life.
We're your hosts. I'm Kendahl and Jordan.
And I'm Jordan Myrick.
And we are two incredibly unqualified,
but deeply in love comedians who are here to help you with all things relationship. And today we have two of your favorite podcast hosts of all times on our podcast. And it's Rachel Scanlon and McKenzie Goodwin of Two Dykes and a Mic.
Oh my God.
Welcome.
Hi.
Thank you guys so much for having us.
Thanks for being here.
We're so happy to be here.
We're so excited. We love both of you.
We've already just been gabbing and gabbing.
We're obsessed.
We came in very hot. There was a lot of fun energy between all of us, which is very exciting to be around.
It felt really good because sometimes you meet people from the internet and they seem so nice on the internet and then you meet them and they're so weird.
I
They
feel
seem
like
like
we're
they
the
never-
opposite.
Yeah.
We seem like
Bitches
bitches online,
online.
and then you meet us in person, and we are worse. So much worse.
I don't think you come off as bitches. I think you seem very, very funny.
Oh, thank you.
But I think that could go either way
For
in real
sure,
life.
true.
You know?
Yeah,
And you're both hot. And hot people can be rude a lot.
I'm sitting here. No one's called me hot in my life, in my face. So right now is kind of something that I'm really glad is being recorded.
Yeah. Welcome home. You're hot.
I have met a lot of lesbians. Do you identify as lesbian?
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, two
a dyke.
dykes.
I didn't know if you just are like, no, it's just dyke, and
Dyke,
then I'm not.
lesbian, all very good.
Sure.
I feel like I've met specifically lesbians on the internet who kind of give off like your vibe, which is like cool, and then you meet them in person and they're the meanest people you've ever met. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
For sure.
I know
You
who
walk
you're
up-
talking about.
Where you walk up to
We'll
them
tell you after.
and they'll be like, no pictures. I'm like, I'm actually in line for the bathroom.
No, I didn't ask. I need you to know that
Wait,
it's
that's a Rachel thing
because-
to do, though. I would like to say that I could see you in maybe a month doing that.
Saying no pictures?
No pictures.
Oh, please. I am always the one taking the pictures. I am a huge selfie head. Here's where I'm at. Once again, you think my vibe is cool. I literally was in bed last night with my fiance defending theater dorks to her for most of the night.
Why?
People
What
are
was she
like,
saying?
Yeah, what was her take?
we were watching a TikTok and it was somebody talking about theater camp being, of course, a little cringe.
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't think we should send kids to theater camps anymore. And
Why?
I said,
Why?
up in bed, by the way, post-coital, okay? This is our pillow talk.
So wait, your pillow talk is you hop on TikTok together?
Well, when I need to get the adrenaline out, you know what I mean? I have to calm
Rachel!
down. I have to land the plane slowly.
No.
I have to breathe
I
a
actually
little.
I
get
understand.
it. Like we turn into like
We turn into two people who hate each
we
other after
immediately
sex.
we immediately go, it's too hot, get off of me.
Go away, it's hot,
And do
go
not
away.
speak to me. And it is like, when I see those TikToks that are like, I used to have a boyfriend who wouldn't cuddle me after sex. I'm like, we do not. I'm more overstimulated. If you lay on me for 2 seconds, I'm going to have a panic attack.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so funny. I love that you're on top.
I love knowing. Love knowing.
Fans.
Listen, people know Kendall's a very eager bottom and I'm a very lazy top, okay?
That's such a perfect
That's a good-
combo.
yeah.
It
That's
works.
very beautiful. After every time I've ever had sex in my entire life, I look like absolute hell.
Yeah.
Okay, I look like roadkill.
Yeah,
sweaty, red, and I need electrolytes immediately. Like
Yeah.
somebody just finishing a marathon. I might barf. They put like the tin foil blankets. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you need one of
That's
Those
me.
gummies. Yeah.
I'm shaking.
Yeah,
you know,
you're
I'm
sucking
like,
down the packets
Yes.
of splooge. What,
Yes,
what is
the
it?
goo, the goo.
Yes.
You're running gels. I'm fucking gooing, you know what I mean? And I'm like, give me electrolytes, and then I go, bring me TikTok.
I literally feel like right after we're done, we usually like, it's silent and then we laugh. And the laugh you can tell is like, we're both so miserable. Like we're laughing out of being like, I've never been more like hot and
Physically
sick
uncomfortable.
and physically ill.
I
in my
gave-
life.
I don't think
because-
you're doing it right.
Why? What is it like for
Or
you?
maybe we're doing it
I'm not
really.
about to throw up.
Okay, well,
You're not
I
working
give
hard
it
enough.
too much.
that's what I'll say.
Facts.
Listen, I nut
Facts.
hard. I'll say it. I feel sick after I come because I
That
come
rocks.
hard. Yeah.
That rocks.
Sorry, that's
I
my
give
truth.
it everything that I have as well.
Yes, we lay it all out on the
Here's
line.
what I think, and I'm going to be vulnerable with you guys
Please do.
because we're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Afterwards, and maybe I'll phrase it as a question. It's less vulnerable that way.
And then we'll answer
My
it.
friend-
Yeah, we'll
you
answer
guys
it.
wondering.
I'm wondering.
It's so much more vulnerable because if we say no, you're
It's fucked.
really
But
by
we'll say
yourself.
yes.
Okay, JW, if you guys do this, not saying that I do this,
Yeah.
but do you guys afterwards, even after having sex probably thousands of times with the same person over and over again, ask what their favorite part was?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
So,
It's like
I
Rose-
don't because I don't get the chance to because Kendall has already said, "What was your favorite part?"
I do follow up. So I say, what part What was the part when you like looked
Peek
at me
and
and you were
pit.
like, damn?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
she doesn't.
That's what I'm saying, like the rose in your thorn of the day.
Yeah, she's not just like, what was your favorite part? I'll be like, oh, this part, and then she goes, why?
Yes.
And I'm like,
Yes.
I don't know, because we were having sex. What more? Like, what?
Why is
What
a
do
lot.
you not understand about what I
Yes.
liked about it?
I got a lot of questions.
I do want to fully like kind of
You
relive
want a
it
dissertation.
with voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because
okay.
I know we lived it with our bodies, but I'd like to relive it with our, like,
And we were different people when it was happening. You know what I mean?
oh, I don't know who that man
Who it
was.
is.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Like, that's where I actually do channel Dwayne The
Yeah.
Rock Johnson.
Absolutely.
It's in the bedroom and in fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two important places.
Man.
Two places that I think I imagine, crushes.
I
For
don't know.
sure.
I don't know, you guys.
You
he
think
doesn't.
bad?
I think he gives asexual.
No.
I actually so get
Yes,
that.
I
he's
hear
too
it.
Disney now. He's too like his head is too
You're
bald.
welcome.
Yeah, it's too
he
Jungle
screams
Book
that
or
after.
whatever the fuck he's in.
Sure.
I can't.
Wait, I need to turn to you.
Yeah.
What do you do during sex that's so much better than the rest of us?
I'm not working up that much of a sweat, and I'm also keeping the AC at like 65.
Okay.
Also,
So I'm
Mackenzie famously
comfortable.
has had sex 3 times
Yeah,
total.
it's like 3 to 4. I don't count the 4th.
okay. That's your right. That's your right.
But I'm all about. I don't know. We just my wife and I know what we like, and
And you
it's-
get in.
you get in, you get out.
It's like a special ops mission.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
Wow.
It's like doing my
love her.
Duolingo. You're
I miss
you're
her.
like
I miss her.
she's so
sweet.
pretty.
She's so.
I
she's really
picture
pretty.
you guys, and by the way, I do have this disease where whether I want to or not, if I see 2 people, I'm crunching the sex numbers.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about who's doing what.
Yeah.
And so for my coworker, I've crunched the numbers 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I picture you and your wife, perfectly pristine, fresh out of the shower, like glistening. Erica's so much tanner than you.
Yeah, she is.
You're
Did you see her today?
she looks so tan today. Fuck, she looked good.
Real or
Yeah.
fake tan?
She tans.
She tans
Which
outside with the sun.
it
It's
scares
insane.
me.
We're very Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm under a 10 at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at
She's-
us.
Yeah, no, I know. Guys.
Wearing matching lingerie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hair and rollers.
Hair and rollers.
Oh.
I'm actually in now.
Yes.
I want
1950s.
that.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that there's like a brief, a brief but hard
Yeah.
69, and then it's over.
You're closer than I wanted you to be.
Wow. But no
talents.
sweat from a brief but hard 69?
Yeah. I think
Not when you're in matching lingerie. It's more of like a team sport. It's like we're very synchronized.
Wow.
I saw something recently, not in porn.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'll stop talking about sex when I'm dead. Where I've also kind of famously been in a 69 Renaissance,
Okay.
and it's been 4 years. But
Whoa.
it's a lot.
That's a
I
lot.
never once did. The only person I've ever 69'd with is now going to be my wife.
Oh,
That
is
is
so
beautiful. That's just the way God
beautiful.
intended
Oh
it.
God. Okay, but we
Not the Kaler.
okay. I'm now realizing that there's a new way to do it when everyone's on their sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that? Like
I've
2
never done that.
croissants? I've never done that.
Like 2 croissants.
Or like I feel like the leg would have to be. It's very like fire hydrant,
I
but
just feel like a leg is going to go numb.
that's what I'm worried
You
about.
can't. And then what? Then you roll to the other side with them?
Right. And now it's
Now you're
parkour.
just-
And
yeah,
how-
that's
I've only ever been with people pretty much my height.
Okay.
I've only
Yeah.
ever been with women.
Yeah.
And when I now see my experience with sex, and then I will see like a 6'8" person with like
Right.
4'11", and I am like, that is
it doesn't
impossible.
work.
I
It
used
doesn't
to
work.
do a stand-up joke about 69ing, and I did it several times for like queer audiences. One time I did it at a show for all straight people, and a straight guy came up to me. He was like 6'6", and he goes, "Hey, now I know that your fiance is the exact same height as you." And I'd never thought about it, but there must be
Yeah.
logistical issues
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
height.
It is.
difference.
Erica, yeah, my wife is 4 inches shorter than me. It doesn't work.
Unless you,
can't.
have like
It
a
doesn't work.
really big, like something in your belly button that is like
No,
really
or if
gets you
somebody's
turned on.
core is really good.
So I'm
they
picturing, I mean, do you,
We don't.
no,
We
you
don't.
don't.
Or if you're the same, you're different heights, but one of you is long, one of you is like shorten the torso
yeah.
or long,
Yes.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it has to be.
You have to have the same torso size.
Man.
Yes.
Wow. Oh my god, you guys. We're here crunching the
We're
numbers.
scientists. This is women in STEM.
Yeah.
Literally.
Stems
Yeah.
and STEM.
STEMs and STEM.
Wait, I need to know. We've heard so much about your wife. We need to hear a little more about your fiance.
I love her. Her name's Nazara. Sorry,
I love her.
I love her.
Come on.
do
Don't
you-
cry. You're
what
already
do you-
crying. Let's please.
The cancer's
coming
coming
up.
up. We're getting married in November,
Wow.
and we're gonna be together for 6 years.
After the wedding.
Yeah, the year 6 is when we'll be wed. What else do you need to know? She's the best. She works at nonprofits. She is kind. She's so
Multiple?
funny. Well, she's moved in. She was like at a homeless shelter when we started dating, and now she's at a different nonprofit. She doesn't do comedy at all.
That's so healthy.
Very healthy.
And
She's
hates comedy.
smart.
might
You know
really
what?
make
This is what she's kind of changed my brain on stuff because she is such a avid reader, like more of an introvert, like the glasses type. But she's such a freak. Okay. But this is what worries me. Now, whenever I see somebody wearing glasses or holding a book, I go, "Oh, you're a freak."
Pervert.
Yeah.
Sure.
An absolute like menace.
Freaky deaky.
Because you
to
know what they're
society.
reading. They're reading smut.
Yeah.
They're reading smut.
Yeah.
There's
Well, that is what our wives read.
They read
I mean,
smut.
literally,
Well,
and
that's what my
I've
wife
come
reads.
to
Yeah.
and I've come to realize because I, for a long time, was like, I'm not a reader, and now I would consider myself a scholar.
Yeah.
And
well, you're not a
I
reader.
read-
You're a pervert.
yeah,
That's
100,
so
but
hot.
100%. I read probably, I mean, a book a week.
Kendall has such severe ADHD that when she doesn't take her medicine, she can't read or drive.
Yeah.
But since she's found these lesbian smut books
Yeah.
that all have covers like they're for children,
No, they
but
are.
they're
They're so
disgusting books.
can't
Kendall
stop.
reads a book a night. I can't believe it.
It's crazy. I am obsessed, but now the more I'm on like book talk,
Yeah.
if you will,
I will.
I'm like, that's all these people have been reading this whole time.
Yeah.
I thought they were reading fucking Michelle Obama's Becoming. They're
Nobody's
not.
sure.
reading that.
They're reading porn the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah,
It's
they're
erotica.
getting theirs.
Yeah.
Between
Absolutely.
those pages.
Yeah.
They're
And
No,
Jordan's always like,
don't. Yes.
because I buy my books, from Barnes and Nobles,
Yeah.
which is
Yes.
where I would choose
Wait,
to
why
be
are we
buried.
sorry?
yes.
Because I know I could go to a library, and Jordan's always like, you should go to the library. You
You're
should go to the
supporting
library.
an industry. You're supporting the author. What's
And
wrong with that?
And
well,
they're
because
all
our
gay.
library needs our
Needs
support
our
too.
support.
Well, then
But
donate to them.
What
Donate
I will
those
say,
books
and that's
to
what I
them.
do.
Okay.
And you didn't like that when I said I'll start donating $1,000 a month to the library and buying books from
Because
Barnes and
you don't
Noble.
have an extra $1,000.
There you go.
What
I
are you
love
talking
what I'm
about?
hearing.
Kendall will
said
say
that.
anything. That's something so important to know about her.
But
Kendall
yeah.
will say literally anything.
I love that.
literally was like, I am not renting one of these pervert books from the library. There will be semen on them.
Yeah.
For sure.
I
You're
am
gonna
not
soil that book.
touching because I know how I am with those books. I'm in the
just don't even
bath
want sweat
every
on them.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No way am I getting one of those from the library.
I do have to just take a pause for 1 second and address. Are you wearing sunglasses on top of your head?
What's
Yes.
They're
all noticed
holding
it?
her bangs back.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's-
it's a headband. Shut up.
I've never seen you do that inside.
Yeah, well, I
It's a
was
vibe.
wearing it.
It's
I wore
very
this
cool.
Daytona shirt, and I thought this maybe
Yeah.
would look good with it.
And
Okay.
it does.
I just wanted to check in and make sure
And it
after
does.
you weren't
And
going to
look
be
at
like,
this.
why did you let me do that?
My hair is.
Your hair
my
looks
hair is
beautiful.
horrible.
No, it's
You guys are
not.
very hot. There's a lot going on in here. You smell so good, Jordan.
Thank you so much. I was
You got
telling
that
Rachel.
spray you put everywhere.
I got this spray that I got at Target that I put on all our linens and all my clothes because historically I do smell like a big wet onion. I eat so many
are
onions and
nice,
garlic and that's
though.
all I smell like.
and you're allergic to them.
well, okay, sure, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm smelling like an onion and I'm always having diarrhea. It doesn't matter and it's no
I
one's
smell
business.
like an onion and I always have diarrhea.
That's no one's business but my own.
that rocks.
out of here.
But I am trying to smell better. So now I'm getting into perfumes and sprays. I wear a vanilla cashmere spray from Target.
Come on.
And Rachel was like, "You smell incredible." It was maybe the first thing you said to me when
Yeah.
we met, and I felt
hand over your
so
heart is so
satisfied.
dramatic.
I want you to know that like it means so much to me. And queer people smell so good.
Yeah.
That
Sure,
it
yeah.
adds a lot of anxiety when you go to an event. I'm meeting new queer people. We have our shows, a lot of queer people come out. I go, okay. I apparently, after the first run of our tour, everyone told me that I smell like Axe body spray.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, you
What's
smell
wrong
like a
with that?
teenager boy. Oh, you smell like a teenage boy. Oh, I'm
What
sorry.
you were wearing.
Axe body spray.
I think that's
Yeah.
You
fun.
were?
Thank you.
Who told you to buy that?
My
Little brother.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson that lives
in your
inside
mind.
of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think that's fun though. That stuff smells good. People, it's so popular for a reason.
Thank you.
I don't know about
But
that.
you got a
Kendall.
new scent, didn't you?
I got Coach.
Come on.
What's the scent called?
Splurged.
It's the green bottle. That's not what it's called. That's what it looks like.
They
I'm
should just
describing
call
it.
it the green bottle.
That's a
Yeah.
good, yeah. Well, you guys,
Right.
Thank you. Right. Let's
Sorry.
buckle in
Let's buckle
because
in.
I literally am
I thought
obsessed
you were thanking
with
us
the
to
both
get
of
us
you.
off the podcast.
Thank you
Guys, thank you
This is
so
actually
much
enough.
for coming. You can head out that way.
We covered 69 cents. We're good.
We were gonna save those for the end, but we hit them early. So get out of here.
No, we just I try. I could just do this for hours.
Wow, it does feel really nice to be in a room with 4 lesbians and also 4 comedians.
Yes.
That's
Very
cool.
cool.
Very
That's
lovely.
very helpful. A lot of
Yeah.
times in this biz, you get people that are, not funny at all.
That's rough.
Deeply unfunny in a way that I didn't know they made people that unfunny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you not met most people?
I try not to. I try not to meet anyone who's not funny.
Are
Yeah.
you introvert? Both introvert, extroverts?
I'm an introvert.
I'm extroverted.
I'm introvert. And you're an
Really?
extrovert.
This is where we switch
Diverge,
it up.
okay.
We kind of cross.
I read my
because
little
I'm
porn books.
Yeah.
extrovert.
And I don't
talk to people.
No, I get into an Uber. I'm like, "How you doing, sir?" Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
Where you
I
from?"
have
Yes.
woken up on an airplane. Woken up with Jordan leaned here, a middle-aged man leaned here, showing photos
No.
of their families on their phones.
Yes.
God.
And I am like,
My
let me
nightmare.
just switch seat. And
My
I immediately,
nightmare.
I'm so rude. I have my headphones in and I'm like, no, thank you. They like haven't talked to me yet.
Yeah.
Every time we're on the road together, we go to a barista to go get a coffee. That barista and I are almost hooking up.
Mhm.
And Mackenzie's like, they didn't even make my drink.
They spilled my drink on the floor.
Yeah.
They fucking hate me. Baristas hate me.
Yeah, baristas love
I
me.
know.
You have to connect. I'm like,
Yeah.
why the world is so bad. You have to do so many things and meet so many people. I'm like, if I'm sitting in an Uber with this man, if this person's my server for an hour, I'm like, we're gonna chit chat. I'm gonna see how they're doing.
I am
Yes.
so deeply scared. The other day, the nicest man in our apartment complex rolls down his window and said, "Good morning." And I went, "Ah!" and then walked the other direction. I like cannot have an interaction I'm not expecting. I have to gear up so
fair.
much for
Oh, I
one.
love it. I get so sad when I don't. If we have like a day where we don't have a show until nighttime, I have nothing to do during the day. My energy goes to a 0. I've heard
I'm the
introverts
opposite.
describe the opposite feeling of when they're with people, they go to a 0.
Yeah.
I think that's
Like thinking of
bizarre.
these interactions makes me tired. I'm
Yes.
like, I don't
Wow.
want to do this.
I have to hide I'm in a bathroom 95% of my life.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Because
If
I'm
I'm
hiding.
alone,
Yeah.
I have to call my
Yes.
mom just to make sure that I'm still up.
Absolutely.
with you guys.
How did the two of you meet?
She wanted to fuck me.
Yeah, it was on Grindr.
Is that true?
No,
it's a little bit
no,
more.
It's not. No.
Let me break it. There's a little because everyone does assume, and for the longest time, that we were dating
Lovers.
or lovers or ex-lovers or whatever, and that's because I often will go on stage and say we are lovers. So that's confusing.
You
And
do
you'd
say
be-
it all the time.
You'd be a very striking couple if you were a
Thank
couple.
you.
Wow.
Thank you so much. I do feel like we look like cousins,
Yeah.
possibly.
You look
All
very
lesbians
little
look
related.
like cousins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why you have to date outside your race, and I'm always saying that. I'm always saying that. So I was running 2 Dykes and an open mic as like a stand-up comedy open mic with my girlfriend at the time.
And then I came in. It was my first night ever going in because I was going to do the mic that night. And they were breaking up on stage. And I thought they were doing a bit. And I was like, this is the funniest shit I've ever seen. I was
was
like,
really
LOL, LOL. It was a real breakup.
It was a for sure real breakup.
What does that mean, breaking up on stage?
Well,
And
technically,
how old were you?
What were we, 24?
24, 20.
Yeah, we were younger.
Yeah. Yeah, must
That's
have
just
been.
insane behavior.
Yes.
They were
well,
not-
okay,
well,
keep in mind, I was an alcoholic
Yes, sure.
and toxic at the time.
You were.
And I had a lot of things going on. I was still kind of dealing with the religious trauma,
You would
being
stumble
closeted.
home every night.
I would I was so, oh my God, you
We
guys.
both
you
lived
would have loved
walking
me.
distance from the open mic bar.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I was also a karaoke DJ at the time, just
Yeah.
kind of paint you a picture.
You get a lot going on. It
I
sounds
I
like.
have a religious tattoo. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on.
It's so funny too because I'm like a karaoke DJ. That's just a person who plays requested songs. Yes,
That's what you think. It's so much
that's
worse
someone
than
says
that.
play this song and you say got it.
No, I kind of actually
Performed.
curate the vibe, okay? It's the skill that not everyone can do. You
Facts.
think you could sing Carrie Underwood over and over and over again at a bar that doesn't like Carrie Underwood?
Why were you were doing all the karaoke too?
Yeah.
Yeah, what if nobody signs up?
nobody signs up? You gotta
You
get
have to
going
do
to
it?
sing. You gotta get going.
You got to bring the energy.
This
horrible
makes
at
sense to
karaoke.
me.
For the
Yeah.
longest
But this
time,
checks
I
out,
would
yes.
go to bed and think to myself, if I could be half as good at stand-up as I am at karaoke, I would be famous.
Wow,
Has
we
a voice.
gotta
Has
do.
got the pipes.
We
Yeah.
gotta do karaoke. You're a singer.
Must.
Oh yeah.
Some might say the best singer that there's ever been.
But
Why?
you said I can't be a singer. I
Yeah.
can only do a job in karaoke.
Yes, yeah.
We said if I could just be a famous karaoke, they're like, that's a singer. Just go be a singer.
Why would you do comedy if you can sing?
I have no desire to be a singer, just karaoke.
It's like me with
what
golf.
do you?
Yeah.
I was an incredible
mean?
golfer, but don't want to
But
do
like,
it.
why?
right, I don't have the passion. It's not fun. You gotta.
She's got to be on stage.
There's a fire. You know what I mean?
No, because I'm only good at this,
Oh.
and it's all I've ever been
Well,
good at.
to be fair, I'm only like a 6 out of 10 good at singing.
Okay, so you're not going to Broadway.
I'm not going to Broadway.
Got it. Okay, I understand that then.
Like I'm good enough to be in a choir,
Okay.
and a lot better than McKenzie, which is why she thinks I'm a 10.
Yeah, she is a 10.
Okay.
See, and that's beautiful to have.
But we sometimes harmonize on stage.
Every once in a while, we'll sing "For Good" from Wicked.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's a good one.
She's Elphaba because of her vocal range, not because of the vibe.
about to
Obviously,
say,
I'm.
It's the vibe.
Oh no, I think you are still the vibe of
Yeah.
Elphaba.
Wow.
Who do
I've
you
got the
think?
jaw.
You're neither of them, I would say.
Thank you.
You're like the
Wicked.
teacher.
Ooh,
Bach, the
Yeah,
goat.
Goat.
the goat. Okay, honored.
I haven't seen it in
Honored
a
to be
long time,
Bach.
but I remember him being kind of like,
Yeah, I feel
You're
Bach-y.
you're giving the wizard.
Wow.
I see that.
Fuck.
I see
Secret
that.
villain.
Wait, who do you think we are in terms of Elphaba and Glinda?
I think I'm Elphaba and you're Glinda. No, other
know.
way around.
Yeah.
Other
Okay.
way around. I got them mixed up. I think I'm Glinda and you're Elphaba.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that you.
Because
were
you have dark
right.
hair and I don't.
That's the only.
And that's the only reason.
also
yeah.
green.
Yeah, you're really.
And I'm green. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're a bitch. Wow. Yeah.
Okay, this is what happened. I'm a great singer. Irrelevant. We were
Irrelevant,
breaking
actually.
up. Okay. We had broken up technically right before the mic.
Whose fault?
I dumped. I mean,
Yours.
I dumped.
whose fault? Probably mine. I chose to end it. This was so long ago. I wonder what even happened.
Who knows? Who cares?
I don't even know what happened. We lived together.
She's listening to this, being like, "I remember what
I'm
happened."
sure she does, and I'm sure she is.
Yeah.
I cry for real.
Yeah.
Cancer. So
okay.
we were breaking up. I don't remember. I literally don't know why. But it turned into a game of chicken. Of I'm still going to go to the open mic. I don't care. So it became like a I don't care awful. I don't care. And then it was also like
You did this on stage, and it
we
was
did
like
it on
palpable
stage
in the room.
because we were like, if we tell the open mic, like then it actually is over. So we were like doing it, and then we were like, okay, then we'll tell them. And when we went to the open mic, we on stage were literally like, we're over. We're gonna see. We don't know really what's gonna happen, but 2 dykes and maybe it'll just be one. And we
Yeah.
were working through it on stage. McKenzie was there. It was deeply, for the record, unfunny.
Okay.
Yeah, because we had been together for 2 years. We lived together.
Okay.
I was probably the only one laughing because I was like, "This is a great bit."
Because you'd only seen us that
night,
night.
yeah.
Other people have been coming to the mic for a long time. They knew, and they were like, what? And Kenny's over there being like, LOL, it's alt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were there.
So then I slid into her DMs, and I was like, "If you need another dyke for the mic, I'd love to be that person."
Were you flirting or were
No.
you? No.
Okay, but if
Business
I,
opportunity.
Yeah, I'm all business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
Incredible.
ever sliding into anybody's DMs.
Yeah.
I thought for sure at this point, I never had a friend that I did not have sex with.
Yeah.
And in my past experience, if somebody was outing themselves, if they were like, just so you know, I am a lesbian, I'm a dyke, that from years of experience was code for like, you should fuck me.
Sure.
Yeah.
So when she DM'd me, I was like, and I was just telling everyone that I'm single.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
of course, she wants it.
Yeah.
Turns out we just wanted to start an LLC.
Okay.
But yeah.
And crazy that it seems like you guys work so well together because that's so. It could. I mean, maybe I'm
could've
wrong.
gone
Maybe it is a
very-
nightmare. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
No,
it feels like
yeah.
it's not, and that is a really lucky thing because it's hard to work with people.
I think
Especially
it's
for this. It's been how many years
8,
now?
7 years.
8 years.
You were. I went
Yeah.
the other night. I was looking through your guys' like episodes. Like 280
and that's
something
just what's on
episodes.
there. We
We
did
did
a
s-
whole nother 200 on a different type of platform.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
we
is.
like, and that honestly, I wonder if that's part of the I mean, other than we wouldn't be able to know how well it works before,
Yeah.
but getting to know each other through a comedy professional setting was such, and like a queer setting was very, very fun.
Well,
like,
we also have similar values too.
yep,
In-
pussy,
Yeah.
the rock, and the queerness of.
I'm talking about like when we travel together. Like
Yeah.
we're very similar in that sense, and like like personality wise, we're very similar. Don't.
Is it on right now?
I need to know, did you lean in for a kiss and then she was like, oh, it's not like that? Like, how did you find out it wasn't like that?
I'm much more of a straight shooter as well, so I think I probably would have verbalized something like, do you want to go? Did I ask you out on a date? I probably would have.
No, but I remember you were wasted. At the Oaks, you know that pole right next to the bar?
Yes.
So you were doing a stripper dance on it, and you like kind of hit on me, and I think I was just like, it's a no for me, but I'll see you tomorrow for the podcast.
Yeah, and once again, I still hadn't had anyone really say no to me sensually, so I was still kind of like, LOL.
I'll see you
tomorrow
tomorrow.
in my bed.
Tomorrow
You know, it was such a learning experience. I mean, all around, because you had queer friends. I had never realized a platonic queer friendship. I mean, I'm just from where I was from. There were no gay people. So when you met a queer person, there was such a sense of lack of I might not meet another queer person. I guess we should at least try to have sex and see if we have a spark. But she had this this power of being so sure of who she wanted to be around and who she didn't, that when she wanted to be around me, and in a friendship way, it didn't feel like a betrayal. It felt more like an empowering of this next level of queer adulthood that was very fun to learn from her.
That's so sweet.
Because you don't get a lot of choice sometimes.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of choice sometimes when you're a lesbian.
Yeah.
Because there's so when I went to acting school, there was one other lesbian, and the first day of school we were like, okay, I guess we'll date. And we dated for 5 months. We didn't even like we really did not, we had nothing in common and really didn't like each other, but we just had to date because that's who you date.
Yeah, what do you do? I mean, when I went to acting school, I identified as bisexual for a really long time because there were just no queer women around. So I was just like, okay, I guess I'll just date men because that is the only person that's here. And then I got into college and I was like, I'm going to make a change. And then at my acting school, there were 3 lesbians.
Holy shit.
The 2 of them hooked up the first day and then dated for all of college. And then I was like, well, missed the train on that one.
You got to get in there.
Have to.
Yeah, did not move fast enough to be part of that. So then once again, I was just, down for the count again for a while. So
it is, I think a lot of lesbian, I mean, people are always like, oh, you guys all date each other and you're all friends with your ex. And I'm like, you're not talking about how small the community is.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are, especially depending on where you're from, it's it's me, Kenny, this is such a small group.
It's just 4 of us.
We're right here.
Right here, right now.
It's nuts. I mean, so I was really grateful to have, I think you were my first, and only friend that I have not had sex with. Wow. Still to this day. Yeah.
You should meet more people. You gotta go out and meet more
Kendall
people.
and I would love to be friends with
We'd love to
I would
be friends.
love to.
with
You have
you.
to fuck me first.
We can only do it if we do it together.
Sorry, wait, I learned nothing.
We can do it if we do it together. That's part of it.
Okay, deal.
Wait, friends with your exes, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they're good, if they weren't toxic and they didn't leave mean to you.
How do you have time for these people?
Great question.
I'm so tired.
I'm not hanging out
4
with them on a
friends.
daily.
Yeah.
We're not friends with our exes, I would say.
None.
But not out of I'm not angry at any of my exes.
No.
I'm just I have and not because I have so many friends, because I'm 2 friends, quite enough.
I think
Thank you so
2's
much.
good.
2 is a big.
2's
that's
good,
a
and if
lot.
you have a dog, that's too many.
That's 3.
Yeah.
I have to pet sit. I have to drive you to LAX. I'm
Right.
busy.
Yeah.
So I'm if I want to be friends with someone, I'm this is not to sound like such an asshole. I'm just have such a low social battery that I feel I'm really like someone.
Yes.
So I'm not trying to spend more time with all my exes.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Too many people.
We both also dated people who kind of had a lot going on.
A lot going on.
But do you mean friends you hang out all the time with them? Friends with your exes, or friends we're friendly?
Or
I guess
no,
I'm
no.
friendly. I'm friendly with all my exes.
I mean, are you friends?
No. I'm not out here.
I feel like there's
going to
one I'm
movies.
friends with.
Who?
The runner friend.
The runner.
Well,
When we see
learn
whenever we're
her
in the
name, and then
PNW.
maybe you guys will be considered friends.
But we were never officially together.
Yeah.
I follow
forget.
all on Instagram.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh. Here's my real question for you guys,
Yeah.
especially as people that are you have a following. People can see you all the time. Your exes can often see you. Do they?
It's true.
Do they comment on your content? Do they DM you? Are they kind of lurking around, consuming your content?
I have an ex who does comment on a lot of my posts and will be like, "This is so funny."
A supporter.
And support, but genuinely very supportive, and they were always kind of like that. And when we ended on great terms. And then I have one ex that doesn't follow me, but they're always, I've showed you every day they're recommended on my TikTok because they're in my contacts.
Oh, wow.
and they don't follow me.
Yeah.
Which
So you
feels
know that you're getting recommended to them too.
Sure.
Fascinating.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, it makes sense that I don't follow you because like you don't post content, but like you are seeing what's going on here. Like you know I'm getting some money.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're not following. Like I know this is cutting deep is what I would assume.
Yes.
Yeah. I would say a couple of the men that I've dated are very supportive now.
Really?
Love.
Very supportive,
that's
very nice. It's giving ally.
Yeah.
I think trying to be, very nice. Always,
I love
how's
that.
Kendall? Trying to be very sweet, which I think is nice because I think I
Get
did,
away.
Yeah, I think I did date a lot of men who it obviously wasn't working for a reason,
yeah.
and
Right.
I think they were just kind of nice guys. Where I was like, oh, you seem nice enough, and Kendall and I talked to this. We're like, you're clean. That's
Yes.
that's what love is that you're nice enough and you're clean.
Yes.
And so they've been relatively supportive. I would say I've dated some interesting women that are kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And God bless them for that.
I
Yeah.
feel like I also, because I feel like dated women too when you were a little older. I feel like a lot of the women I dated, we were both like 18 and 19. So I
Doesn't
have
even
so
count.
much like, I'm like, I don't, even if you were like so mean to me then, I'm like, all is
You get a
forgiven.
pass.
Like
Yeah.
you
Who
were 18 or
18
19.
is a baby.
Yes. So
Child.
because I'm like, I was crazy when I was 18. Like I
Nothing
was
counts
a bad-
before 27.
I agree.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think if your
Wait,
wipe,
really?
your
Yeah.
slate is wiped clean.
Yes,
at
your
27.
frontal lobe is not yet
Yeah.
completed.
I should be doing a lot more
Yeah.
naughty things.
Yes.
We're going to have to
Crazy,
get
yes.
remarried after you turn 27.
my
Yeah.
God.
Those are the rules. We'll officiate. We've done a couple of weddings.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've done a couple too. You got to get on the wedding train. You haven't done any
I
officiating.
am not officiating a wedding.
Why?
I would screw up the names. I would
For sure.
say,
For sure.
I would be so
That's
nervous.
the fun of it all.
There's nothing.
Screwing up the names,
Yeah, why not?
ruining their day.
There's
It's
nothing
so
allies
much
love more
pressure.
than having a lesbian officiate.
Wait, you're doing straight weddings?
We've done.
No.
Oh, I have done some straight weddings.
Okay.
Yeah,
But we did
have
a lesbian
done
wedding.
A lesbian
Oh,
wedding.
duo
Yeah.
aficionado.
Yes.
Aficionado. That's not what it's
Yeah.
called.
Wait, yeah,
Officiant.
we were both up there, right?
Yeah, we do.
Wow.
They were
Yeah.
like both listeners of the pod, and they were like, "Would
Oh, so you didn't know them?
Correct.
Well,
Yeah.
we
we
knew
knew
them
through
from the pod.
Sure,
like,
sure.
You know,
Yeah.
That's fun.
but they're not. Yeah, friends
So-
we hang out with all the time.
8 years basically doing this podcast, you said?
Correct. Yeah.
That is so amazing. And do you feel like dating and comedy has do you feel like that
It's hard.
Do you feel like it's hard? Like do you feel like being a comedian and dating and being in a relationship and having like you're married. Like do you
think
feel like it's hard?
I think it's difficult from this aspect of you telling somebody you are a comedian. I think
'Cause that's so cringe.
It's so cringe, and I remember two girls specifically that were like, I would not like to move forward anymore
LOL.
because of that.
Is your wife a
Sav.
comedian?
No. Oh no, and she hates comedy.
Good.
She refuses to watch any type of like special with me or go to comedy shows. She barely wants to see us.
Yep.
That's good.
Yes.
She fucking hates it.
I think that's healthy.
Yeah, and it's very healthy.
Yeah. I think one thing that feels really embarrassing is that when you tell someone you're a comedian and you kind of feel the need, and I'll phrase it as a question because I'm being vulnerable.
For sure. For sure.
Do you ever feel the need to be like, no, I'm successful.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty successful. I'm
We talked
actually
about that a lot.
extremely funny and very successful and actually kind of make some money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That feels such a weird thing to be like, because when you say you're a comedian, people are like,
"Oh."
ew, or they're like,
Yeah.
oh, what restaurant are you a server at or
Right.
whatever,
Yes.
which nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But sometimes you feel like you have to do more explaining.
We talked about that especially with meeting the parents and meeting the dads.
That's where the first time, because I'm like it was my all I've ever wanted to be as a stand-up comedian. So I have a lot of like, even grinding, working day jobs, I've always been like, I'm a comedian, and it meant so much to me until I met my fiance's family. That was the only time that I was like, oh, there's something that is not translating with being like, I want them and I had never, we talked about this on our podcast, I had never realized how much I wanted to prove that I can like
Support her.
take care of you. But
Yeah.
it didn't like occur to me before because like Nazara doesn't need me, my fiance does not need me to take care of her.
Yeah.
But then for some reason meeting her family is like, well, what if I need to prove should I show them a W-9?
Yeah.
Should I give them my tax returns?
Accidentally drop a bunch of cash on the floor.
I like
Yeah.
wore my Gucci belt for no reason. I was like,
Hey,
like-
people been sending you that video? Gucci's out.
Yeah, they don't they said correct me
Women.
wrong.
nobody
no,
sent me. I was off the grid. You know that.
they said no female CEO ever.
Ever. It's like
Even
in
the
Because of their
daughter-
periods or?
Yeah.
The period,
Like
and
their period
there's
all
like
over
a
the
daughter
merchandise.
that's in line to own it, and then the owner was like, "A woman will never be the CEO of Gucci."
Can I tell you why I like Gucci?
Yeah.
Lady Gaga delivering the line in the preview of
Do it.
House of Gaga.
Sure.
Or what it's Father, Son, and House of Gucci.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you.
And
And I
that-
went, I better go buy a belt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a woman in Gucci.
Yes.
Can I be honest? Your accent, hot.
Very good.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Stop.
That was
Okay.
nice.
We won't.
I'm gonna
That
slide
was
off my damn
nice.
chair.
Nice.
You guys are so
That was
sweet.
sexy.
Very good.
Oh, this
Make
is
a
so
clip
sweet.
of that.
Oh my
Clip that. Do you guys have an editor? What's her name?
Blake. Blake does it all.
Blake, did you see that? Do something. Somebody call the academy. Do something. Do something. You want to go viral?
Hi,
You're
honey.
creating you're blushing. You
I'm
really
blushing.
are.
I'm blushing. This is too sweet.
Okay, imagine this. Lady Stephanie Germanotta
Thank you.
herself
Yeah.
duets that clip. Hello.
I mean, I'd be
Hello,
in the
good
grave.
morning.
Yeah.
There's no way I'd survive that.
Rip.
Wow.
I feel like you were similar when you met. Like my dad passed away a couple years ago, and when Jordan was like the last couple weeks, Jordan kept being like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna take good care of her."
because
and
your
he would
dad
be like,
was very worried about you.
"Yeah, it was rude."
That
I was like,
sucks.
"Fine." I'm
That
like,
sucks.
and he was like, "I just don't know what Kendall's gonna do." And I was like,
Yeah.
very funny because love my dad so much. He was not helping me
Yes.
with anything.
For sure.
So it's like I understand being worried about me, but there's no being worried about me post you dying is actually makes no sense.
He was
because-
not a man with a plan. That's
no,
what
there
I'll
was
say.
no plan. There was no help. So I'm like, what are you scared about? And Jordan would be like, I'm going to take good care of her. And I was like, do I seem like an
Right.
idiot?
Are you the youngest? Where
Yeah.
are you at? Yeah. Okay. So
Youngest
I'm
of a lot.
I'm the youngest. She's the oldest. My dad, very similarly, does this thing whenever he's around
Me.
Mackenzie.
Super weird.
Is literally like, oh, Rachel is such a degenerate,
Idiot.
stupid bitch.
Yeah.
Thank God you're there to save her from the gutter that she would inevitably
Yes.
end up in.
Yeah.
That's how my parents are too. They'll be like,
super weird.
we just are so grateful for Jordan because we are like, what was she going to do?
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Even with Nazara, my actual fiance, my dad and everyone, the vibe of my family is like, thank God Nazara feeds her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know how to cook and clean.
Yeah.
And they're like, not without
Not this idiot.
Not this piece of shit. I'm like,
Literally.
Dad.
And when my mom and Jordan get together, bullying me all
Yes.
the time, where it'll be like,
It's awesome.
I'm
But
doing the dishes, and my mom's like, Kendall doing the dishes, and Jordan goes, yeah, that's a little bit of a performance, isn't
No,
it?
but let me say this. It's not even fair for you to complain about that because my dad loves you and no offense, Darla.
Well, I don't have a dad, so that's why.
Okay,
he has to be-
relax. I'm not talking about your dad. I'm talking about your mom. My dad is so much funnier and meaner than your mom is.
Yeah.
And you and my dad gang up on me all the time. Your mom and I will be like, Kendall doing dishes. Is that a sight or what? My dad will be like, hey, Kendall, shouldn't Jordan kill herself? And you'll be like, absolutely. And then you guys will high five. Like,
Okay.
my dad's like a
Yes.
real
Well,
funny guy who
we get
is mean.
each other. Yeah.
See, and this, people don't also know the dynamic. First of all, dads are illegal. All dads are illegal.
Sure,
Every dad is
fact,
illegal. That's
fact.
the truth. If you have a boomer dad who's not gay,
Lock him up.
he's illegal
Yeah.
and he should be locked in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, I feel like it's not everyone's. I lost my train of thought
Yeah,
because
it's
I was
okay.
really worried about
What you're gonna
everyone's. I was like, the jails aren't big enough for all those dads.
And that's why you're
said
so
the
pro
logistics.
more jails.
I was
historically.
picturing. I was like, all of our dads.
All
Yeah.
of our dads are locked up.
Oh,
Yeah.
they'd love it
That's
though.
why
They
you
love
give-
men.
They do.
You
Men
give
love
money
men.
to open more jails.
Yeah.
I know
You
you're very
love
pro
that.
jail.
I'm very pro jail. Pro
And
private
privatized.
jails.
Private jails, yeah.
You guys know me.
Yes.
This is, I think, what I was
Rachel's
going to say.
investing all of her Spotify money into privatized jails.
Yeah, that's the nonprofit. That's a nonprofit your fiance works for.
It's a prison. It's full of dads. Oh, they keep making weird jokes. Oh, they're racial.
Our dads do very inappropriate jokes around
You have a
us.
fart machine dad.
Fart
Whoa.
machine, but also,
Oh.
yeah, inappropriate jokes.
Yeah, always off color, very
Yeah.
boomery, very like I don't understand the they them thing. Always trying to like push. My dad does like strap on jokes. Once I came out, he was like, "Perfect. Here's a whole new genre of comedy that you're gonna hate."
Your parents are buck wild because they have sex toys all over the house.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Which I'll
those
find.
are your parents. Those are your parents. But like they've been together forever. That's not like your mom's new boyfriend.
No, that's my dad. Yeah.
And they have sex toys.
I do
kiss
get
each
the
other.
sense that they're swingers because my mom keeps stealing pineapple stuff.
Wait, I thought they were religious.
There's no one freakier than a Lutheran.
Yeah,
you guys know that.
I actually do know that because I went to a Lutheran elementary school. So
Yeah.
I actually
And you
do
were
understand
fucked.
that. And I was crazy.
Yeah, they're nuts.
Yes.
Wow.
They're just very they're very open about sex, and I think they enjoy making me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm a comedian.
Sure.
But yeah, I
We were
found
home that one time, and I was like looking for a coat because I am freezing at all times. So I went to the coat closet in their hallway, like entryway hallway, and immediately found full latex, head to toe outfits.
like gimp suits?
Yes.
zipped
all the way. Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, I didn't know that was a sex thing.
Well, it's like a
Yeah,
leather
like a
bondage
leather
thing.
suit.
Yeah.
Oh, leather. I was imagining like the ones you wear on Halloween.
You're thinking like a morph suit.
Yes.
Like a green screen morph suit is
Oh
what you're
no,
thinking.
it's
No, like,
it's pretty
wet
specific.
pleather.
Oh
like-
my god.
All the way up. The one had the choke, the collar.
Yeah. That's my mom. You guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're very open. They're very wild. They're very disgusting. You
Yeah.
guys would love them.
I feel like
Probably
I
would.
Yeah.
Wow.
But nobody talks about how when you bring a new person into your family dynamic, how quickly people can bond by ragging on you specifically. That's how they love each other.
My dad and Erica always talking shit about me.
Yes.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
that's
it's
nice.
it's nice.
To me, I'm like, that's cute.
I think it's nice. And my dad has really I think is so sweet. It feels like when Kendahl's dad passed away, my dad was like, I'm the dad now.
Yeah.
Her dad
Yeah. What about
and
my
your
dad?
stepmom, if I
Yeah.
may,
Oh God.
are so into me
They love
that
Rachel.
it is the amount of love that I have felt in that home.
I know. I'll walk in. They'll shove me to the side, and they go, "Papa's home."
Yeah.
So are you
Right to me.
you live near each other as well? Like your hometowns are near each other?
No,
No, but
not
we
at
do
all.
hometown shows. Like
the time.
whenever we do Minneapolis, we'll stay in my parents' basement, and then when we're in Phoenix, I'll be in her parents' couch.
That's so sweet.
That's so
Seeing your
fun.
stepmom in a nightie,
Stop.
Is she
making
hot?
everyone laugh. Yes,
Watch out.
Of course she is.
Watch out.
Of course she is.
I want to see.
They'll love me, which is so nice.
Yeah.
It's very sweet.
Yeah,
I
rocks.
love that. Okay, we have to get to the question.
Okay. We did
All right.
ask our viewers, our wonderful viewers, what questions they had about comedy and dating
Or
relationships
humor in
or
dating.
humor in dating. And if you're like, wait a minute, I didn't get to ask a question, check us out on Instagram. You can always email our email, which is hwhlpodquestions@gmail.com, or you can go to our Patreon and ask questions there.
Hot.
You're
and
hot?
Yes, I'm always hot. I'm helping her cool. She's my friend. Helping her warm.
You gotta bring a little sweater.
Rachel won't let me. She's such a bitch.
More skin,
so
more skin, more views.
sick.
More skin, more views.
Wow.
Take your wig off.
I actually one time did have a TikTok where I my butt wasn't part of it, and I was like, I'm just gonna not like my bare butt, but just like my.
You were in
full
bike
butt.
shorts.
I was in bike shorts. And I said, let me try something out, and I did make it the thumbnail, and it blew up. That's what I'll say.
Kendahl has an absolutely huge dumper. I don't know if you guys saw it on the way in.
I didn't.
Kendahl
No,
has
but
the
we'll see it
fattest
on the
ass
way
you've
out.
ever seen.
What
so
a
check it out
surprise.
after this.
How quickly into dating did you realize her huge?
Oh yeah,
juicy
we were long
peach?
distance for
We
a
were
long
long
time.
distance. Well, you almost immediately send me nude pictures of yourself when we
Yeah,
started
I
dating.
love that about you.
Kendahl
I
has
would
no
send a
mystique
nude
whatsoever.
to- and people are always like, "Oh, are you afraid those nudes are gonna be leaked?" I'm like, I pray every day they're leaked.
I'd like to ask a question.
It's like talking to
Yeah.
my own thoughts that have come to life.
Especially because I took nudes at 18. So, like, if they were released
peak.
now, I would be like, yeah, that was recent. No, I took that just
I'm too
last
scared to
week.
send them. You're
No,
too
I
scared to
would
send them. I've never sent one.
It's not even that I'm scared. I just will never send any type of nude video, nude photo through the internet.
That was really what
Yeah.
I got
Because
into
you're
was the
scared.
videos.
What do you mean you're not scared?
It's not, but I'm not like actively scared. I'm just like, I don't trust any, especially with like what just happened with Kendahl from Love Island. Like, I
Right.
don't believe that it couldn't get hacked at
And
some
I
point.
hope it
Yeah, of
does.
course.
It's not like a
I
scare.
hope
I'm
everyone
not
gets
scared.
dripped the clouds in
I'm
their
not
eyes.
scared of anything.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I guess I'm not scared either then, but I have the exact same feeling you do. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want, because that's mine.
Yes.
Back off.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
You
I was
know?
sending nudes to, I mean,
But how are
Everyone
your
has
nudes?
that
Are
to
your
me.
nudes just like full frontal?
face,
Oh,
vag out,
Upside
leg
down,
out,
on the
upside down.
floor,
That
on like
rocks.
wild.
Videos. I started getting really into videos.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take a shower without taking a video. to send
Wow.
I'd find someone to send it to.
Yeah.
No.
They would. It wasn't random people. It wasn't like.
And to be clear,
upset-
they've all gone to me for many years
Yeah,
now,
yeah, yeah.
but before
yeah,
that.
but before
That's
that, when
beautiful.
I love to send a nude.
Yeah.
I would send it. I wish that it was legal to post them on the internet.
Me
Yeah.
too. Me too.
So I saw it immediately in that, and then in real life, I immediately was like,
I
And
don't
that
feel
was
as
done
confident
for-
in
yeah.
clothes. I always thought if I wasn't a comedian, I would be a nudist. Like, well, I guess I'd still have to have
So
a
that's
job.
not a job, yeah. Nudist isn't a job.
I'd pay you
actually.
to do that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I also love our fans will say, ask us your questions about relationships and comedy or relationships and humor. The first question is, what do you do when you feel unlovable? I'm like, guys,
Oh, you guys.
you're so sweet. I love you. You're so sweet. We're not going to answer that, unfortunately, because it's not the topic. And ultimately, just you got to love yourself.
Good answer.
Thank
and quick.
you. Thank you. Okay. This is a fun question. How do you keep a good balance of lighthearted humor in a serious, tough conversation? Or like, I guess, how do you keep it? What's the right balance of humor and seriousness in a relationship?
In a tough conversation, it said?
Yeah, but I think they maybe mean just like in a relationship.
I think if you're gonna have like a tough conversation, I think have that conversation. Don't make any jokes, but have in Austin Powers teeth.
Okay.
Don't.
Why? What's wrong with that?
Don't.
Very good.
That's
Very good.
And what's yours?
My instinct. Sandwich it, okay? Sandwich it. You start with something funny.
Your mama joke.
Yeah.
You love those.
Yeah. You loosen them up.
Someone's like, we have to talk because you're disrespectful to my parents. And it's like, your mama's so dumb.
Yes.
Perfect.
You loosen them up. You hit them with the real thing, which I assume is a breakup. I'm not sure. And then you end with a callback to the
that
original Your Mama joke.
Or a new one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I mean, anytime there's something, humor can be effective in the way of letting people know that you're gonna level with them, but it's okay. I mean, you can mix both. It's okay also to not be. I mean, we're comedians, but like, boy, am I a bummer at home. You know, it's okay to have a serious conversation. You don't always have to pepper in comedy. Make sure you're telling people how you feel, and if however they take it is not up to you.
Yeah.
That's true. That's good advice.
Although I would say in a long-term relationship, because I'm like, I think the things that we fight about are like all dumb. Like nothing's like
How long have you guys been together?
4 years.
What do you typically fight about?
The dumbest things you've ever heard.
Like what?
Like I'm like, why haven't you been watering the tomato plant? And Kendall's like, I thought you were watering the tomato plant. And I'm like, no, I told you. You know what I mean?
So
Like,
it's
we're
a
never
communication.
why is
Well, it's just like dumb. It's never like obviously value-based things.
Yes.
It's just like tiny. Like, what would you say is I mean, I'm constantly mad at you because you're forgetting to do stuff.
Yeah, I'm a forgetful person.
Mm-hmm.
And I like leave things in disarray. Like if I make toast, every cabinet in our kitchen is open and the bread
Blessed.
is on the floor.
The butter
and
has crumbs
the
in
butter
it.
You don't like
Oh,
that.
fuck no.
So I leave stuff really
no.
badly. And so I've worked on a lot. I have to do this thing where whenever I leave a room, I have to go stand and scan. And then I have to like scan the whole room. When most of the time I'm not even thinking. I'm just like thinking about nothing and then looking around and then being like, I don't remember what I was doing. Why am I standing here? So I do forget a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot of like you being like, Kendahl, and me being like, not now, please. I'm trying my best.
Yeah,
and then
and
Jordan told me I'm not allowed to say I'm trying my best anymore because they said it's not my best. Like things like that.
Well, because Kendall, listen. That makes me sound bad, and Kendall knows what she's doing. She's being manipulative right now.
She's doing it.
Kendall's doing it right now. I'm annoying, and I will fess up to that. I'm annoying. I can be too much of a nag. I can be, whatever. I know that. But Kendall has this habit of being like, I'll be like, hey, Kendall, all the clothes that I just washed and hung up to dry, you decided you wanted to take a shower, so you took all those wet clothes and laid them on our bed and then never put them back up over the like shower curtain, and now they're all just sitting wet in our bed. And Kendall will be like, I'm trying my best. Like she's about to cry.
No,
and I'm like,
that feels like a cop-out sentence.
Yes, that's the thing.
Sure.
I'm like, what do you mean?
But
you're trying your best.
This is what you have to remember.
That's the end of
There's
your rope.
millions of ways I respond. So a lot of times I'm like, I'm so sorry. I hear
You're
you.
better now.
But
there was a period
but
where
I
everything
mess
you were
up
trying
so
your best.
much that
Yeah.
ever so often I don't respond great.
Yeah.
It's constant. I'm constantly screwing something up.
Yeah.
So but it's all silly stuff. So I think in that, and you do things, Jordan.
I'm annoying. I just said that. I'm very annoying.
No, but
I'm very annoying.
So I think that sometimes we've had to be like, when there's like, I feel like we'll go like months without arguing, and then there's like a week where you're like, every fucking thing you do is, you know what I mean? You're just like fighting constantly. It's like we're driving to somewhere and we're arguing. And then we'll go 3 months without arguing at all. And I think on those months, sometimes bringing humor is good because you're like, we're not fighting about anything important. And I feel like we'll have to do active, like, I don't know, like come up with jokes that will we have to like make ourselves do when we're arguing.
Like to break you out
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, like talk in a certain voice or like, I don't know. Oh, I used to do this thing that Jordan did not really think was funny, but I thought was funny. Where Jordan would be like, someone forgot to do this thing.
Because I'm trying to not be so annoying.
Right.
So I'm trying to be like, someone
someone
did
did
it.
it.
And then I would do kind of an impression of like a police officer being like, oh, I'm going to figure out who did this. And that was kind of my humor bringing it, but
It was
you didn't.
really cute at first, but then I got old.
Yeah,
Right.
then it got old because I wasn't changing. Because I was trying my best already. So I just.
She's
Maybe
maxed
that's
out.
then comedy humor in a fight should be used if something that is stupid needs to be kept silly, right?
Yeah.
Something that's small, you don't want it to escalate.
Yeah.
But if it's something that is a big thing you don't need to use humor to de-escalate something that's important to you.
Yeah, you actually don't need to make it. I think
don't
we're
have
like
to.
not very. How are you guys like really funny at your house? Because I feel like we're not like funny.
My
at our
fiance is
house.
very funny, but she's goofy like a little silly goose who's
Same.
running around being a little torpedo,
Yeah.
LOLing, doing stupid little shit.
Yeah.
But it's not like,
No, if you're a comedian, you don't want to be the funny one at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, I can't.
No.
Yeah.
I'm very tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are
Yeah.
you two arguing about with your significant others?
We only fight about if she gets hungry before me and we want to eat at the same time.
Okay.
And that's something that comes up a lot.
Every day.
lot.
Yeah.
All of that. Because she loves me so much that she wants to eat together. And I'm like, you need to, if you're hungry, you have to eat. I'm going to eat because I have to finish the thing I'm doing or I won't go back to
Yeah.
it. And she wants to wait. But then she gets what we call in our house deprunction,
I
which
love
is
deprunction.
you're so hungry, you're depressed. She's deprungry. And then I have to deal with it. And I'm like, you have to take care of your needs before you're deprungry.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest fight. 6 years. Really.
Wow.
We kind of had that because I used to faint a lot when I didn't eat.
Yeah, that's gonna
And
be
then
a
Jordan
problem.
would get mad at me because I would be like doing the dishes and like faint, and then Jordan would be like annoyed with me and be like, "You need to have a snack if you feel." And I'd be like, "I can't believe you're mad at someone who just is unconscious on the ground." And they'd be like, "But it happens every day."
So
And
funny.
I'm right about that, but also I am annoying in that way where Kendahl is like, I can't find my keys. And I'm like, well, your keys should be in the bowl where all the keys go. Like,
Yes.
I can't not. And it's so sick
gotta say
because
the
my dad
thing.
does it to me. For
sure.
I hate it when he does it to me. And then I do it to Kendahl all the time. It's
Well,
you know.
sometimes it's stuff that it's like we couldn't have like, oh, we got a flat tire on the side of the road, and Jordan's like, well, we really should be taking the car. I'm like, okay, well,
yeah,
there's
absolutely.
no way.
I'm like, well,
I
you
would-
should have kind of done by foot a check of the 101 before we headed out to make sure
Yeah,
there was
I'm like that
yeah.
too.
It's sick. It's unwell. Okay, you
got-
two, what are you fighting about?
I can't remember the last fight we
That's
had.
so
I
sick.
know,
I feel
know.
like
You're
you're both
making us seem
lying. I feel like you're
well,
both lying.
it's just different because we're in,
I
Say
remember
it.
one time. I remember my one fight with her and it was me being a drama queen. I fell in the middle of the floor, right in front of her.
I remember this fight.
Right in front of her. I fell to the ground, made a loud noise. She didn't look up from the TV, and I was like, "You're dead to me."
You don't care if I live or die.
I said, "What if I had been hit by a car? Would you even give a shit?" And I got really upset that she didn't even like ask if I was okay.
Sure.
And
Mackenzie's the fainter though. She's
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
she's at like
I'm
a
like a clut.
14.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
She's like,
are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
yeah. and it's
That's
like
the last one I remember.
But do you not bicker? That's what I,
guess
guess
that's
we
what
don't
we're talking
fight.
about. We don't
We're
fight,
just
we're
like
bickering.
you know.
Constant.
it's a different. I don't know what it is, but I'm also like the biggest thing. I more so than like the bickering, the fighting, whatever is like with my fiance. What I didn't realize about long-term relationships, because you think about what they're gonna be like for the longest time. I was kind of like a sluttier dater around her for most of my 20s,
Same.
and I
Huge.
she
slut.
tried. I was like, I always thought like a long-term relationship would be like how straight people see it, which is
Yeah.
like the old like the whole, and then or like that the sex would stop or like all those things. But what I didn't realize is like actually living with somebody, cohabitating with somebody for so long, eventually you hurt them physically with your body, and that drives me crazy. Like the elbowing, the like you trip them sometimes, and you're just like I'm like
hit him in the face with a pan on accident.
no, you know what?
Oh, you guys don't fight. You're abusive, is what I'm hearing.
You actually.
like I accidentally,
But that's
accidentally,
in a
like,
car. You were in a car and you accidentally elbowed
I
her.
elbowed her
once.
and it was like, but this is are you guys like accidentally elbowing your partners?
I almost broke. I
Okay.
broke Jordan. I thought I broke Jordan's nose because I was asleep, and I guess you could have been lying about this for tension. I don't know, but I woke up. I just woke up to Jordan being like, "Oh my god, oh my!" This was like recently,
Yeah.
And I thought
Kendall
I
like had her
broke-
hand like this, and then my face was like here, and then she punched up in
yeah.
her sleep, and it knocked my teeth together and knocked my head back, and it like woke me up and,
and it was
scared me.
really stressful because I've started mouth taping because I'm desperate for
We love
improve.
self-care.
Mouth
Yeah.
taping.
You tape your mouth to sleep so you don't breathe through your mouth at night.
What's wrong with breathing through your
It's
mouth?
a new thing that everyone's decided you can't
Everyone's
do
doing
all
it's
of
like
a sudden.
ice baths. They're like,
It's like
tape your
anything,
mouth.
yeah.
Why tape your mouth?
They said it's going to give me a harder jawline, and
And
I
that you'll
said
sleep better.
I'll pay
Renewing.
$30 a month for
Yeah.
this. I don't know what I'm
This
doing,
is a
but
scam. This is a scam.
100%.
Oh, Kendall loves to be scammed.
I
though.
love
Same.
I have
God.
TikTok shop. I've spent
You guys.
millions.
Dude, I'm ashwagandha. I'm lion's mane.
sick.
I'm fucking
Absolutely
Yes.
sick.
But I'm like, Jordan's like being like, ow, ow, and my mouth is taped shut. And I'm
Yeah.
just having like,
So in an emergency, this is going to stop you. Yeah. Let's say there's a
Yeah.
fire. How are you going to yell fire? How are you going to save your
I'll
wife?
chisel the door open
Oh
with my
my
jaw.
You're done.
God.
That's so.
You're done.
My-
Okay.
My issue though is I'll accidentally hit. Also maybe the same as like when you live with a dog. Sometimes you step on their paw.
And you can't explain to them.
Do not say that your fiance is also relatable to a dog.
Okay, that's not. You know what I mean.
This is good because at first you made us look bad and now you're making yourself look bad.
Okay,
Now you
yeah,
said
it all
punch your
evens
fiancé in
out.
the face
and called her a dog.
It's all saved it.
Okay.
This person wants to know, where do I go to find funny people? Comedy is super important to me and I struggle to find people that I think are funny. In dating, I'm assuming.
Oh, in dating.
Yeah.
The funniest
this is a
dating
dating podcast. A funny dating app.
Right?
Man, that would be filled with
which-
the most not funny people
Yeah,
of
men
all
wearing
time.
fedoras.
Oh.
I wouldn't go for somebody that thinks that they're funny. I think the
Yeah.
funniest people are the ones that are like they have no idea.
Okay, I hear you and I agree with you. That being said,
Don't date a comedian.
you think you're funny.
Me?
Yeah.
I do not think that I'm funny.
Shut
Oh,
up.
I do.
No.
I know I'm funny. That's my
yeah,
whole
but
job.
that's
No, but I actually I don't think I'm funny.
Shut up.
Genuinely, I think it's like when people explain like how psychopaths have to learn. Is that offensive to say? Psychopaths?
No.
I don't know. Who fucking
No.
knows? People will say, oh, they have to learn over time how like people are, like, oh, this is what you're supposed. I feel like that is comedy for me, where it's like when I look back at old things I did, I'm so not funny,
Yeah.
and then over
Oh.
time I'd be like, oh, people think that's funny, and I feel like every time I post, I do my videos, and I'm like, oh, I know people think it's funny. Most of the time when I'm like, this is about to be a zinger,
Yeah.
and it's a new one, people are like. No,
No,
I
it's
literally
that,
think it's
yeah.
all through like learning. I've been like, oh, I think people think that's funny, but I don't think I'm funny.
I feel like I simultaneously think that I am God's gift to comedy. Like if you saw me do a show, you
real.
would be lucky to witness like history, the best living person to do it.
Uh-huh.
I simultaneously think that I am the worst comedian that's ever done it. At the same time, I'm like, I'll never actually be funny enough. But then I do it and I'm like, you guys are fucking lucky you witnessed God. You know?
Wow. I mean, that's exactly how I feel.
I feel like after
because
Jordan gets off stage, it's like you need to. It's like
That's
be
got to be an
careful who-
extrovert thing.
I guess so. Yeah, but I'm like, who's gonna buy what I'm selling if I'm not buying it?
Right.
But I'm not trying to sell that to a partner.
No.
I
not
want
to
a partner,
just
but this
in
person's
general.
looking for somebody funny.
Okay.
I'm saying like go find somebody who doesn't consider isn't on their profile like I'm a funny guy.
sure.
Right. And also, I feel like that's the type of thing you find out on the first date.
Yeah,
Where you're like,
yeah.
oh, we made
What
each
your
other.
sense of-
Like, because it's not that they're funny, it's that your sense of humor. Because I feel like what we laugh about in private is not fun.
Exactly.
For sure.
No,
For
no, no,
sure.
no, yeah,
That
no.
stuff is nonsense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not where. How do you guys, when you're courting, how can you tell when somebody is funny?
I think something that I find very charming that indicates humor and funniness, but isn't someone trying to be funny, is like specificity in a dating profile.
Yeah.
So if it's like your top 3 favorite things and someone's like, Rayo's roasted garlic marinara sauce, the 3rd season of Everybody Loves Raymond, and my Furby from childhood, I'm like, oh, that's
like that person.
fun.
Yeah.
That's very specific. It shows that you're like a little bit creative. It whatever. But it's not someone being like, knock knock, here's a joke.
Right.
So that's when I was dating, that's what I would look for, is specificity in the dating profile.
Oh, I like
I
that.
agree.
I feel like I would take them to like a children's theater show to see if they're able to like laugh. Like if I saw a children's theater show with someone and afterwards they sat the whole time and watched, and then afterwards like, that was so cute, I'd be like,
Not for
We're
me.
out.
but if you were kind of like nudging me the whole time, being like, this is so
On what date are you taking them to see a children's?
Number one.
Yeah,
Number
baby.
You're
one.
going on a date with someone to a children's theater show and then you want them to nudge you the whole time and say, this is bad?
yeah. But you know what I mean? Someone who can
Yeah.
like laugh. Maybe that's a bad example.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I just know one time I went on a second date that was so good where we went to like an improv show at the Pit and it was like really funny. And we weren't rude. We were like, it was like a bad improv show, but it's like you could feel the like we are like laughing versus like, I don't know, just like a similar sense of humor. Not that that specifically is the right sense of humor, but I'm like, that makes me laugh.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but I don't think I'd need that on a first date. I think just like good conversation.
I
agree.
really
I
don't
like.
need funny.
I don't
No,
even
I
like
don't
want
at all.
genuine.
I got funny. I got somebody who is super silly and like we are mostly laughing and coming. But like what I follow the most, I think, is like someone that you really are like, if you feel like you get like there's something about just getting somebody that is like it's funny but sometimes it's not, like it's more about like the vibe of like the back and forth, right? I think if you have that, then the funny, if you can back and forth about like stuff, the funny will come as well, right?
I agree.
Okay. I've been liking this girl I work with.
Okay, Rachel sent
excited.
this in.
I got you. Yeah. I've been liking this girl I work with for quite some time, and she always acts so flirty with me, and we are always making each other laugh, which many of my friends and family have agreed with. Also, she's 5 years older than me. Hot.
Yeah.
And she only acts this way around me. She's not jokingly flirty or silly with our other friends at work, which makes me think she feels something in our friendship. But in a casual conversation, she said, I'm not really looking for any relationship or girl right now. Does that mean she's not gay or just not interested in dating? I've written her little notes at work and she said she has kept them all.
Yeah.
We are always making intense eye contact. She comes and talks to me before she leaves every time we work, asks how my night is going. We text. Am I reading too much into this situation? And distracted by my love for her? What should I do? And then we got a follow-up email that says, greetings again. Ooh. She baked me homemade muffins. Is that a lesbian thing to do?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ask her out.
Yeah.
Ask
her out.
Yeah.
No one's ever not looking for a relationship. You know what I mean? No.
Maybe they're not
Jordan.
looking for a relationship,
Lying.
but they're not like they want love. Everyone wants.
Yeah,
a
like maybe they're
connection.
not looking, but everyone's always open if you meet the right person.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think ask her out. And those muffins, please.
I don't know.
Tell me.
Some people really
I feel
aren't?
like often in my younger, I meant not looking for a relationship. Like, because people are sometimes still looking to connect and have sex.
That's what I'm saying.
I think
Everyone's
there's
Okay.
still a
looking to
door
connect.
open to have the intimacy and to like get freaky and nasty.
Yes.
But I don't think that this person, maybe even asking on a date, isn't the right move. You got to listen to people when they're saying something to you.
Okay, I'm wrong and you're right. I agree with you. I think I more so meant like
Music to your ears,
Yeah.
honey. I bet you've never heard that. Oh,
I'm gonna get a huge
I know
talking
you've
to
been
after
here
this.
an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm already like, what is this respect I'm seeing?
But do you know what I mean? I'm like, I think that I think a lot of times people are like, I'm not looking for a relationship right now. But I think a lot of people, they meet the right
looking to
person.
fuck.
They are open for
Yeah.
romance or intimacy
Yes.
order, and maybe could grow to be open to a relationship.
also-
Yeah.
But some people aren't like actively looking,
Right.
but they're
Yeah.
open to finding.
Yes,
But you
I
also could
agree.
just, I feel like it'd be hot if someone was like, if they were like, hey, you said, I don't know if hot is the wrong word, but they were like, you said that you are not looking for a relationship. Like, were you serious about that? And then I feel like you're kind of like, and then if they're like, yeah, but then I feel like they would probably, because that's flirting. They would be like, yeah, but I'm like,
Or they'd be
wanna
like,
fuck.
haha, why? You
right.
know?
I mean, I think it's very appropriate to follow the signs that people are giving you.
Yes.
If you are letting me know that you're keeping every letter that I wrote you, if you are flirting with me
Yeah.
gratuitously at work
And baking muffins.
and baking muffins,
Yeah.
it's like 3 strikes, I'm eating your
You're
muffin
gay.
at
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
point. You're,
Keeping the letters is like, what is this, ammonite? I'm
Yeah.
like, come on. Come
yeah,
on.
please. But it's okay to
her
follow.
out.
Like, I think a lot of times queer people we're always so afraid that it's like, I don't know if they're really flirting. Like, what if it's it's like, fuck people more. Like, you
Yeah.
can lead with like, you can always like, it's okay to flirt with people. It's okay to like
Yeah.
lead and put yourself out there. It's like not everything has to be a friendship that builds up to a boiling point. Like, shoot your shot. Lead with your pelvis.
I think you'll
and
also,
get yours.
You'll regret it more not going for it than going for
Yeah.
it. And being,
Absolutely.
like lightly turned
Yes.
down.
and when people are
Please.
so weird about dating
Please.
coworkers, I'm like,
Date them, fuck them.
it's fine. I've dated
Cares.
coworkers, and also it's like, if your job is boring, a breakup at work is much more fun than just working.
Everyone
Yes.
will thank you. Everyone in your office will thank
Yes,
you.
Yes.
like you're fine. You can always come back. Like I think people are so scared. Like, oh, I'm in love with my friend, but I'm scared to lose the friendship. It's like you can find other friends.
Agreed.
You're not gonna be a good friend anyways if you're in love with
yes.
them.
100%.
Great point.
And also, like, yeah, your job is jobs are fleeting too. It's like who cares?
Yeah.
Just
No, go
like
for it.
date them.
life is so short. We survived a pandemic. Like, if you're not out there being messy, fucking your coworkers, like, what are you doing?
Right.
Why did
Absolutely.
we mask up in the first place if you're not going to go out there fucking people?
Right. And most of the places, like when I worked at a restaurant, I remember this girl I ended up dating, I was like, I want to go on a date. And she was like, well, we work together. I'm like, we're at a fucking restaurant. We could fuck on the bar.
Yes.
No one
and
would
like,
know better.
we'll get fired
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter. Like, I
Yes.
don't really know what the like why we're trying to so desperately cling to this thing.
No,
Absolutely.
and I feel like I'm very over people being like, I have actually heightened sensitivity to rejection. I don't care.
No.
You have to. Do you know how many times?
What the fuck does that
sensitivity.
mean?
Have you guys not seen that on
No.
TikTok? People with ADHD have like clinical heightened
What
rejection.
clinic said that? What clinic said
You know
that?
the one that everyone's at on TikTok. It is the one, whatever. The very like,
Listen,
there's like
rejection sucks.
rejection sucks. Do you know how many times we've been rejected
Yeah.
between the two of us?
A lot,
Hundreds
honey.
of times.
And you've been
Yeah.
rejected by her 8,000 times, it sounds like.
And we're fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
We're
We're
fine.
living proof that it's
Yeah.
like it's
A rejection
fine.
could lead to a podcast.
Actually,
It
a
makes
really
the world
nice
go
business.
round. I mean, it's confidence. You got to get out there and get your
Yeah.
feelings hurt, you bitch.
Yeah.
I
I
love
think
that.
rejection really builds character.
Absolutely.
I agree.
I view it
I'm
as like
this is great.
every time you get rejected, you get a little more, you just get better at it.
Yes.
I also laugh so hard at the ways I've been rejected. Like I think they're so funny in hindsight.
What was
yeah.
the worst one, real fast?
Worst one was we kissed and she was like, "Yeah, I didn't feel a spark." Right
Yeah.
to my face.
No spark to me would be crushing.
Right to my
I have
face.
spark with
I was like,
everyone.
All right, fine.
Dude, there's something that's insane about the whole. I feel like I've learned from each one, and I've also looked back. I look back at, I have time hop, right? Mackenzie and I will sometimes like replay our old breakups for the pod. I at the time would be like, no one has ever once said no. I go back now and I'm like, oh, I have rewritten a story that is not reality.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go, I was too good for them.
Yeah, no,
I look
no.
back and I was like, they did not like me at all.
They did
Yeah,
not like me.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I've been dumped in Paris twice.
Yes.
Stop.
Twice. And now I'm engaged to be married. So you can't be scared of rejection.
Jordan won't let us go to Paris. I keep
And I
being
won't.
like, let's
And
go.
we're planted here. But if I can handle being dumped in Paris, the city of love, twice,
Yeah.
and now I'm engaged to be
different people?
married, two different.
What were you doing in
whole
Paris
That
with these
rocks.
Could
people?
not tell you. I just have a certain je ne sais quoi. I don't know what it is. I
That's
don't
so
know what
cool.
it is.
And look at, we're all fine.
And we're
Yeah.
all
We're
fine.
all fine.
So go for it.
Yeah.
Just go for it.
you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. This
Thank
has
you
been
so
so great.
much
Thank
for
you
being
so
here.
much. Two Dykes and a Mic is so incredibly funny and wonderful. Everyone should go watch it, listen to it. And do you have anything else you want to plug right now?
We're going on tour in the fall. So
Yeah.
whenever this comes out, go to
Okay.
twodykesandamic.com. We're going to be all over. And in 2025,
We're
we'll
going.
be in Europe.
Yeah. We're
Wow.
Yes.
We're coming to the Paris show. Kendall's going to break up with me there.
We're going for the hat trick, baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so follow us. Also, I have a special called Gay Fantasies out on like Amazon Prime and everything if you want to watch that.
Yeah, it's extremely funny.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Very,
it
very, very
is. You guys, this is very fun.
I love this. We're going to hang out after this.
I can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely. All
Please
right.
come over to our house. Thank you so much for listening. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or in Spotify Studios, as always, thanks. And make sure to rate and review. And if you're on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and join our Patreon. And thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Bye.